Hello, the clip that you're about to see is from November when I first tried to learn the straitjacket. Some of you will have seen this clip already as part of a video that I uploaded a couple of days ago. But I wanted to do a video just about this interaction as I have a few things I want to say about what happened. However, for those of you who have not seen the clip, here it is. And if you have seen it already, you can skip to here in the timecode.
Yeah.
So that screen like rotates around. Oh, hi.
Just practicing a straitjacket
for a show.
routine, yeah. Have you ever seen one of these before?
No.
Oh,
Okay.
they're used in a show, so it's like a performance thing. You get tied up and in, you know, like Houdini?
You ever heard of Hadana?
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
that, yeah.
It's just that at home, I'm Australian,
Yeah.
and at home, on the street, no matter what the reason,
Yeah.
you would get picked up by the police.
Really? Oh, this is
Because of the association that it has with it.
Okay.
And I've never seen anything so disgusting in my life.
What?
Okay.
This?
On the street.
It's
And I'm just wanting to let you know
Yeah.
that in Australia you would get picked up by the police.
Really? Okay.
Okay.
Which is the Victorian police.
Okay.
Because we actually live in a police state. And what was the show?
So basically, the idea is to escape from one of these straitjackets.
sorry.
So,
Yeah.
it's just
Because
True,
in
yeah.
Australia, in Victoria, it would be seen as a exceptional cool taste.
In what? Sorry, a Paul taste.
okay.
Okay.
Here
In
is
Victoria, it would be seen as exceptional cool taste.
Okay.
okay. Yeah, here is totally fine.
Aren't you
Can-
lucky?
Yeah, I guess so. Yeah.
Because someone would have put the policeman out and
Oh, wow. Sorry to hear that.
Okay. Well.
Okay. Enough London, so friendly here. Okay, so yeah, I think you're ready to go.
Right, so let's break down what happened. Me and my friend Ross had met up in Covent Garden. He was teaching me how to do the straitjacket escape when this woman stopped and spoke to us. I think I actually do remember seeing her out of the corner of my eye maybe 30 seconds before, so she may have walked off and come back, or maybe she walked past us and then stopped and watched us for a bit, not quite sure, but I remember seeing her before she spoke to us. For the first part of the interaction, I'm pretty confused as to what's going on. I've never come across the idea of people being offended by a straitjacket escape, so just for the first few seconds, I'm just thinking, well, what problem could she have with it? And I'm trying to figure that out. My first conclusion that I come to is that maybe she thinks it's some kind of bondage, sex type thing. I actually don't think that would be a ridiculous conclusion for her to jump to, especially how about 30 seconds to a minute beforehand when Ross was putting me in the jacket, I said this.
Let's take our friendship to the next level.
Now, obviously that is a joke, but maybe if she heard the joke, that's the association she was making with it, and that's why she thought it was inappropriate. That's why during the conversation I say something like, oh, we're not doing, because I'm trying to sort of think of a way of putting that across that we're not doing that. If that's what she thinks this is, that's not what it is. Even if that's the conclusion she's made, I don't think that it's reasonable for people to really think that it is a sex thing, especially how strongly associated straitjackets are with magicians. It's context related. Whipped cream, for example, is a perfectly innocent dessert topping. However, in a different context, it could have a different kind of vibe. But that doesn't mean that whenever you see whipped cream, you're gonna think, oh, whipped cream. And there are a bunch of other things that I will not go into that I'm sure you can think of that can be innocent in one context and not so innocent in another. So the interaction goes on, and there's one really clear point in the video where I just sort of clock off mentally, and that's when she says something to the effect of, I've never been so disgusted in my entire life. Because I just thought that is a massive exaggeration, and even if there is something offensive about what I'm doing, she's now just being a bit ridiculous. So clearly this woman has lived a very sheltered life. I can think of things that I've seen in the past month in Leicester Square that are way, way worse. So after the conversation, the woman left, we just continued what we were doing. We kind of found it funny at the time, but then when I went home, I just kept thinking about this interaction. I think maybe it's not so much a sex thing that she was thinking, and maybe, just maybe because straitjackets have been used historically as a way of restraining people that have mental health problems, maybe that's what she finds offensive? So I went on Twitter and Instagram and asked people what they thought. One of the things that I like the most about my audience, by the way, is that what brings us all together is that we all like magic, which means that everybody watching has got such diverse political opinions, likes, dislikes, what they think, just different interests, and the only thing that really brings us in common, yeah, I'll go with that, is that we all like magic. Which means if I ask a question about something like this, I get some really interesting and diverse responses. But when I asked you guys on social media, not a single person that responded found it offensive. But everyone seemed to agree that it's not offensive given how strongly associated they are with magic acts these days and the fact that they're no longer used in that way. But I did genuinely consider whether or not it's okay to do a straitjacket escape or not. Because the times when you think that you are definitely right are also the times when you should really take a step back and consider if you're wrong. And I did that, and I've decided I think it's fine. Final things to pick apart in her argument is that she thought that I would have got picked up by the police in Victoria, Australia. Australia has got such a rich street performing culture where many performers do straitjacket escapes, and as many of my Aussie subscribers pointed out in the comments, there's no way that anyone would have a problem with me doing that. I certainly wouldn't get picked up by the police. I also want to say, in case it's not obvious enough already, that every single Australian that I've ever met, maybe bar this woman, has been very nice, and I do not think that this woman represents Australians, and I don't think that her viewpoint on straitjackets even represents the viewpoint that most Australians have on straitjackets. Maybe I should go to Australia and do the escape there and actually test this out and see if I get any eggs thrown at me. If you haven't seen the full video that I posted a couple of days ago, I'd love it if you go take a look. So much more happens than just that argument with this Australian woman. The video documents my whole process of learning a straitjacket escape and doing a bigger street show, and I'm really happy with this video, and you guys seem to really like it. So if you haven't seen it already, go check it out, link in the description. I also posted a video last week with a ton of magic in it, so if you haven't seen that either, go check it out, link in the description down below. Let me know in the comments what you think about this whole thing. Did she have a point? Is there something I'm missing? I'd love to get your opinions, especially if you disagree with me. Let me know in the comments. Thank you!